Right, hello everybody. Thanks for joining us. Today we're with Dan from Whom by Fire, who was just recently cancelled from Leigh Folk Festival, and he's gracing us with his presence, and he's going to explain to us a little bit about what happened. So, Dan, please, if you don't mind, what happened?
Yeah, hi, thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
So my band, Whom by Fire, were due to perform at Leigh Folk Festival at the weekend. We've put we've performed there many times over the years, so they're quite familiar with us as a band. We got an email, I think it was about 48 hours before the event was due to start, saying that we were going to be pulled because of social media remarks. They didn't really go into specifics.
You've got an idea what it was, though, haven't you?
Yeah, we have. We've all but had it confirmed to us by possible complainants, but essentially, there's an event in Southend called Southend Pride, which is obviously also an international thing as well. But they were promoting a book reading on their Southend Pride's Facebook page, and the book reading was an author called Mario Melli, and he reportedly advocated for paedophilia, necrophilia, and various other things. And this event that Southend Pride were advertising, it wasn't actually even an over 18s event. So I voiced my concerns on my Facebook page, and it was pretty soon after that we got told that we were being pulled from the event. So I think we can only surmise that that was probably what it was.
So, just for the people at the back, you're saying that there was a paedophile or someone that advocates for paedophilia and necrophilia and probably incest. There's a book being read that by that person at Pride.
It's not being read by the person itself. It
No,
is somebody else reading the book.
but is that but the book?
But it is that book.
But
Yeah,
it is that book. But the author's
yeah,
a paedophile and advocate, right? So you've spoken out in opposition towards this book
yep.
being read, and then that means how long have you been at Pride? Not Pride, sorry, at the folk festival for?
Over 10 years. So we haven't performed every single year, but we've performed, I don't know, at least probably half a dozen times.
And your concern for child safeguarding issues has ultimately can you still hear me?
Can still hear you.
Is that putting you off?
No, we can carry on. That's fine.
If I just go to the thing, if I do that, because that was putting me off. I don't know about you, though. It's definitely putting me off. So you've worked there 10 years.
Well, we performed there. Yeah,
You've
performed
for them.
Yeah,
a number of times.
Yeah.
And then they've sacked you because you care about children.
It certainly seems that way. And one of the things that they said in their email was that if they had been familiar with us as a band, they would have never booked us in the first place. So obviously that that is not true. That they're very familiar with us, and in fact, the director, it gets even more bizarre. The director of the folk festival used to be our band manager. So for them,
so he definitely knows who you are. Then
yeah, definitely, yeah.
He's full of it, mate.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's I don't know really what to say about all that, to be honest with you, Dan, mate. I mean, it doesn't surprise me.
No, it's not. It's not surprising. I mean, I think the problem is a lot of artists and musicians today, particularly, it does go for everyone, but particularly in the, I don't know, I suppose like the creative world, people are just terrified to say what they think, and obviously, if you're the only one saying something, you're you'll get victimized for it, because I do think there's strength in numbers. But since we've been cancelled, and I know a lot of people say cancel culture doesn't exist, but there you go. I mean, we've had overwhelming support. I'd probably say 90% of the people we've interacted with have supported us. We've had sold more records than we usually would. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
this
all
is
right
why,
then.
yeah, I mean, this is why I've got the Leigh Folk Festival banner up here, because I'd like to sort of see them as our unofficial sponsor, because they've really helped us.
Yeah, well, no, but you know why, don't you? Because it's. Oh, I want to say it's admirable and noble, and it is. It's all them things, but like more, it's just common sense as well. Though there's no
Yeah,
common sense being spoken anymore. People are just pandering to these crazy ideas,
yeah, I
you know.
know.
And more people do need to come with a common sense standpoint and approach, and just dealing with it head on. So I applaud you. I think it is very honourable. I don't know
Cheers,
why I
mate.
was trying. I don't know why I was trying to detract from that, because it is, and it's. Do you know what I mean? You're putting yourself out there. You're putting your bollocks on the line. My computer's absolutely freaking out. I do not know what's going on. Sorry, one sec. I've got to just take these things out because they're freaking out. Sorry, Dan. I'm back.
That's all right.
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 I'm saying, yeah, more power to you. Fair play to you. I respect it and I rate it, and I wish more people would do something about it. Like, but it's one of those things though. It's if you do speak out, no, actually, your testament. No,
Exactly.
your
Exactly.
testament. You do speak out
Yeah.
and you do better. You sold more
Yeah.
records.
Exactly. And I think the problem is people do sometimes speak out and then they apologise, and then that I just think that is the worst thing you can possibly do. If you've done nothing wrong, don't apologise.
100%. What are you going to apologise for if you've done nothing wrong?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
You're lying. If you apologise for something you haven't done, that makes you a liar.
I 100%, Dan. 1,000,000%. Yes, mate.
Yeah.
I concur, mate.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think, like, over the last few years, I mean, it's obviously been a lot of weird stuff happening, getting weirder. I mean, they told us there was a pandemic, but I think, the real pandemic is like a pandemic of cowardice. And I think people need to be braver. And I think people are getting braver as well. I think people are sick of it.
I think you're right, mate, to be honest with you.
Mm.
But you're right, though. It's, I'm not sure if it probably is a pandemic of cowardice, but like they, they lambast everyone
Yeah.
with all the fear, like everything. It's one bit of fear over here. We're gonna keep you entertained with this fear here, and then we're gonna find some more fear for you to worry about, and then we're
Yeah.
gonna let you have that, and then there's more fear, and it's how they get their compliance, because they're always keeping everyone scared.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah. Was it fear-based mind control or something?
Something like that. Trauma-based mind
Yeah.
control.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly
Yeah.
that, mate. And then you get
Mm.
mass formation psychosis as a result
Oh,
of it.
yeah, without a doubt. I mean, I was having a debate on Facebook today, actually, by some of the I don't know how we should describe them, but the sort of, I mean, they're not really LGBT people. They're because that
Trans
lumps,
activists.
yeah, trans activists, I suppose. I mean, but not even all trans people are like that. But anyway, I was having a debate about whether a child can, like, identify with a cat as a cat or an animal, and they wouldn't even say, like, what they really thought about it, because they were terrified of looking stupid, but they were even more terrified about being considered to be sort of phobic in some ways. I don't even know what the correct term is for being like phobic against somebody who identifies as an animal, but it's mental. But I don't think like anyone would have thought a few years ago that we would even be seriously discussing this.
But this is the thing. This is just a natural progression of the fear and the trauma-based mind control, and that this is where they wanted it. This was always the plan. It's the critical pedagogy. It's the queer theory. It's the contesting everything that's deemed normal and being abnormal and making that normal. It's a dialectic. It's a thesis, a synthesis, and an antithesis. It all comes down to leftist politics, mate. It's mental.
Well, I think I do agree definitely with some of that. I don't like to lump all leftists in together.
No. Okay, that's an oversimplification on my part massively, and I often speak like that just
I
because
do sometimes as well.
I think well, I don't want to put it down to being lazy, but I suppose it does come down to being lazy and not just explaining myself properly. No, you're very right to call me out on that, Dan. No, that's not what I mean. I mean, there is a select school of thought, particularly coming out of Frankfurt, that sort of envisaged everything that's going on today and sort of manifest it. But anyway, that's not all left. But the trans activists, it's the trans activists that subscribe to all that. They are. That's But I've got to stop saying all leftists, because you're very right about that. They're not all like that. Some of them are actually quite nice, the older lot. But
oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Still not to be trusted though.
Oh never trust a lefty.
Oh. So what have you said you're selling more CDs? Can you still get gigs and things to do your live performances, or has that been harder work now?
No, we're playing again next weekend.
Amazing. That's blinder, isn't it?
Yeah, we've had quite a lot of gig offers since, and as well, what's been really good actually, quite a lot of people, like, talking of lefties, who a lot of them you can trust. Talking of lefties, we've had some like really nice comments from people who would see themselves as being quite left wing, and they think it's like fucking crazy as well. So I'm
sure there is. Yeah, I'm sure there are leftists that don't agree with all that, man.
There are absolutely loads of them. I think the people that attack people like this, I think they're just a minority with a very loud voice.
I'll make you right, because it's always the same people. I'm always confronted with the same people. I find these ones that shout in like in a maniacal way. It's always the same sort of people.
Yeah. It's weird. You can sort of sometimes spot them quite easily, even before they've opened their mouth, can't you?
Yes, you definitely can. You've seen them about it. Yeah, you've been watching. Yeah. Oh, that's really good news. I'm glad to hear it hasn't hindered you getting any more work.
No. It's I think you just have to like not be intimidated. Just get on with it. Be as honest as you can be. And I mean, we all make mistakes, but and if you make a mistake, apologize. But if you haven't done anything, you're definitely entitled to your opinion. So and you don't have to agree with me, but I'm still gonna say what my opinion is.
I'll make you right, Dan. I think you're a stand-up chap, mate. I think you're about as honest as they come. No, honestly, you come off as a really decent chap, mate. And
thank you very much.
I mean it. I'll rate you massively. Thank you very much for coming to share your story. Is there anything else you want to say, really?
That was about it. I mean, thank you for like your work as well, Jim. I think you've done some absolutely outstanding work. It's
cheers, mate.
You've got to have a sense of humour to appreciate, Jim. I think sometimes.
Yeah, well, thank you, Dan. It's very kind of you to say. I appreciate that.
Cool.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, thanks for sharing, and
My pleasure.
I'll speak to you soon.
All right, awesome.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, Jim. Bye.
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 Bye.